to another Glowforge live stream. I'm Bailey from Glowforge.
I'm Nick from Glowforge.
And today we are going to be customizing a hanging calendar.
Great so we're for the new year.
Yeah, focusing. Oh yeah, good point. Who thought of this topic?
I have no idea. It wasn't me.
Smart and they're on trend.
Just like this calendar. Yeah.
So this is something from the Glowforge catalog. So today's stream focuses on design, but what we're going to do is use a print that's kind of pre-designed by someone else. And then we're going to show how to add custom elements to these little calendar markers. We were just talking about how you can do cartoons of people's faces on them, or all sorts of fun things. So we'll dive into that in just a minute. But in the meantime, I'd love to know where you're joining us from, and if you already have a Glowforge, what kind and what do you make? Or if you're thinking about getting one,
do you have a business? If you do, shameless plug, put your business address in the chat, share it with everybody.
Yeah, we love to see that. I mean, so we're right into December right now, which is
prime time for small businesses.
Wild. Yeah. So we get the pleasure of watching like hundreds, thousands of Glowforge owners kill it during the holiday season. Like, this is the busiest time. It's funny, I've been wanting to do some, interviews and things like that. And I'm like, they're busy. They don't have time for me right now.
No, it'll have to be a New Year recap or something like this, right?
Exactly. We get the question all the time. People see Glowforge and they think like, gosh, the things I could do and the money I could make, and it is true. Lots of people get Glowforges and start small businesses, and so if you are interested in that, I'm actually going to put together a class on starting a small business with Glowforge. I'm working on it right now. It's going to debut in the new year, so keep your eyes peeled for that. If you're on our email list, you should get an invite. If you're not, go to glowforge.com and make sure you sign up. Or if you're like just really wanting to make sure you don't miss it and you can't find it in a few weeks, you can always drop us a note at like hello@glowforge.com. We also have live chatters in the chat today, so if you have Glowforge questions, feel free to ask them here today. But yeah, Nick and I do these about once a week.
Yep, super fun.
Yeah.
We really love doing it. We love hearing your feedback too. Everyone seems to be very positive so far. So give us some criticism, maybe. Tell us what you don't like, what you'd like us to do differently.
Yeah.
Is this time right for you? We tried one a little bit later a while ago. That seemed to work okay.
Yeah.
Like, will you prefer a Saturday? We quite like to not do a Saturday, but at the same time, if that's what you need,
we will make it happen.
I'm past that time in my life. I'm so sorry.
Right. The things I would have done 10 years ago.
Yeah, right.
I also wanted to mention, if you haven't got a Glowforge yet, if you're watching this because you're still thinking about getting one, awesome. Love to have you here. We do have a code that you can use. It's glowforge.com/custom calendar. So that's for this stream specifically. If you're watching this on Facebook, this is the only time that you'll hear it, glowforge.com/custom calendar. But if you're watching this on YouTube and you got an email from us, I'll also send you an email afterwards with that discount code.
Fantastic.
So what it is it's good for $500 off the Glowforge Pro, $250 off the Glowforge Plus, or $125 off the basic. Maths is tricky.
Maths is hard, yeah.
Yes. And that's good through next Monday the 13th. So you've got about a week. It'll expire at midnight, and it's the best price that we've had all year. We're not going to do any end of the year discounts or anything like that.
Yeah. So if this is the right time for you to buy your Glowforge, then take advantage of that.
Yeah. It might be.
Biggest saving you can find.
So, well, with that, I think we should probably get started with the print, and then we'll answer some questions as they pop up. But
that sounds perfect. Let's do it. So let me hold this up again for those of you who maybe have just joined. This is what we're going to be focusing on today, which is a pretty neat, customizable sort of save the date calendar, if you like.
Close.
It's super intricate, cut from a piece of maple plywood. Let's see if I can hold this steady. Yeah, there we go. That looks pretty good. But of course, you could cut this from any material you wanted, really. And it has the months along the bottom, and then all of these little fun tags that you can create and print and add to your calendar to mark whatever's important to you. Might be birthdays, might be dog birthdays, it might be cake days.
Definitely dog birthdays.
Right? It could be your anniversary. It could be something, like
Glowforge Day, the day your Glowforge arrived.
That is a great one. We were thinking about what we should customize for these, and we should have done that.
So that would have been a really good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was filming you like this, I saw over your shoulder. Maybe we can pop over to your computer so we can show what this design looks like in the Glowforge catalog. So we kind of mentioned before, if you're thinking about getting a Glowforge, you might still be trying to understand the concept of how you get, your ideas of what you want to make from your head into the Glowforge. One of those ways is the Glowforge catalog.
Absolutely.
You can purchase or download all these different designs. You can also use sites like Etsy or I don't know what some other sites are that sell designs, but there are people on the internet who design for laser cutters. And so if you are not a designer and you have no interest in becoming a designer, you can purchase pre-designed projects, or you can design with design programs you already know. So if you're like a whiz at Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop, or like me, you know your way around PowerPoint. You can actually use programs like that to make things. Like I made most of the decor for my wedding, and I don't know how to use design programs. So Glowforge is very versatile, kind of meet you where you're at with your design level. So the catalog is one way to go, and the really cool thing that we're going to show you here today is using like a pre-designed project from the catalog, but then making it your own.
That's it. Adding some personalization or customization. And it's super easy. If you can drag and drop and copy and paste in something like Microsoft Word, you can be successful with this. Yeah. But don't let that make you think that this isn't a powerful tool either. Right. If you are up there, you know, the upper echelon of designers, and you're using things like Illustrator or AutoCAD, maybe 3ds Max or Fusion 360, if you can output an SVG or a DXF, you can send it to Glowforge and you can cut and engrave and create those designs. So,
or if you've been dabbling in Silhouette or Cricut.
Oh, great point. Yeah.
What are those called?
Like vinyl
cutters.
Yep.
All I could think of was laser, and I was like, that's not it. They have design programs that you might already be familiar with, and you can actually just download those designs and then use them directly with your Glowforge. So
yeah. And one neat thing about catalog designs that we didn't mention is they're actually, well, a lot of them are created by people just like you out there, our customers.
This is kind of a new thing this past year. We've had a catalog for quite a while. It was smaller. It was just designs that people like Nick made some of them
pretty much,
here on our team. But now this past year, we've expanded where now Glowforge owners can submit designs for inclusion in the catalog. You can get paid when people purchase your designs. It's a pretty cool marketplace we have going on now. And so if you are a designer, that could be a whole nother
absolutely. I mean, if you're already designing stuff, then, you know, if you're willing to share it with the world and be paid for it, send it through. Yeah. Once you get the app, I think you can apply through the settings menu, something like this. It's obvious when it's there. And yeah, we'll validate it, get it in the shop, and people can start enjoying your work.
And what's great is it means that we have like so many different styles.
Yes,
it was apparent right away that, you know, for a while we had kind of the Glowforge aesthetic, if you will, and now it's like, whoa, it's so dynamic.
Yeah. And there's everything, isn't there, in there, from the most simple earring blank to things like this crazy airship that you see right here. So, you know, you don't have to be a designer and you don't have to create this kind of thing from scratch, but you can certainly print it, add some customization, and then take all of the credit too. And another neat thing, and this doesn't apply to every design, but it is a lot of them, they do come with a commercial license, which means that you can print the prints, you can bring it to life, you can make it in 3D, and then you can sell that finished thing. And you don't have to give anything back to Glowforge. That is all of your money, all of your profit to keep. So, you know, if you're thinking about starting a business, need a bit of a head start, head to the catalog, pick a few things, especially this time of year, anything small, simple that you can add, you know, someone's name to.
I'm always amazed.
Gift tags, that kind of stuff.
I did a few months ago a business class about starting a class during the holidays, and I interviewed a whole bunch of Glowforge business owners about their top selling items and their trips. I should stop saying that. That's a tough one. Trips and ticks. Tips and tricks around starting a business for the holidays. And I was amazed that their best-selling products and the things that they make real money with. Many of these people have left their full-time jobs to do this.
Yeah, right.
Are ornaments, things like custom holiday sweater ornaments that have baby feet printed on them. Because I think that the one thing that these items have in common, and I think the magic of Glowforge, is producing an end result that was obviously made for you. Yeah, it was obviously made with you in mind. And so that's kind of what we're going to do right now.
Yeah, because it's so quick and capable, it's so quick and easy to do that kind of thing too, you know? All right, but yeah, let's dive right into it. So here on my screen, you can see we've got the catalog prints. We get all the information we need about the size, the shape, materials, that kind of stuff, print time, so you can set your expectations about how long it might take. And I've already downloaded this to my system, to my app. And this is what we're looking at right here. This is the Glowforge app. And for those of you who are already owners out there, bear with me. I just want to show this to people out there who maybe haven't experienced this before.
And what you're looking at is a picture of the inside of the Glowforge. That there
you go. Thanks,
you go.
Mike. Yeah.
There's a camera right under where it says Glowforge Pro. There's a camera. It took a picture of this piece of wood in here. And so then if you go back, exactly. So then if you go back to, it's like he's listening and changing it as I talk. This is incredible. So that's the inside of the Glowforge. So you can see, you know, the actual size and scale of the design on the material. And imagine there was like a hole in the middle of that material. You could move your design around to fit what you have. So it makes it really efficient too.
It's great. It's my favorite feature. I'm sure a lot of you have heard me talk about it before, live preview. It means you can see where your print is going to go. So like Bailey mentioned, if you've got a piece of material with a hole in it that you've used before, you can avoid that hole. Or if you're putting in something like a leather clutch that you bought online, you just want to add someone's name, you can see it in the bed and you can put it exactly where you want it to go. So it makes things very, very simple. And when you download this catalog design, this is what you're going to see. Inside the app, we have all the pieces that make up the design here. So we have this main top piece. We have these cool little clips. So this is all Glowforge made, by the way. These
we got to show the clips up close.
They're really fun, aren't they? Yeah. And then we have a bunch of these different circles. And today we have a couple of different options here that have already been printed. And we're going to focus on customizing one of these circles. Let's say you have a new event coming up and you want to print a fresh one. So all I'm going to do for now is grab this top component here and I'm going to move it outside of the material like that. And what that means is Glowforge is going to ignore it. It's not going to print that bit this time around. Same with these little S hooks here. We can move those out of the way. Oh, actually, if we're going to print some more of these, we are going to need some more S hooks. So let's just grab 4 of those and bring those back. And let's just move some of these. And, you know, let's say you didn't want these anymore. You didn't want to move them off to the side. You can always hit delete and get rid of them that way. If that was a mistake, don't worry. Command Z, Control Z, same as your word processing software, brings those right back. And likewise, if you accidentally delete something and you can't get it back for any reason, you can select one of these and then copy and paste and create a copy just like that.
And then I think if you're like me and you know, really mess your design about and then you want it back, I think there's a way to restore the design back to its original settings.
Just in here, and it's, where's the instructions gone? I've totally forgotten.
They update stuff on us all the time, so we're never quite sure.
So reset design right here. We'll put this
the whole thing would be
right back to how it was originally, which is really great.
I just undid all your work.
You know, that's fine. Once again, super easy.
But isn't that cool? Yeah, you can just take away. So yeah, imagine that you lost one of those little things, or your sister had a new baby, so you want to make a little hanger for new baby's birthday or whatever.
Or your sister's baby grew up and she got hold of your software and the baby deleted the thing. I mean, that, you know, my kid has definitely done that to me before. But actually, Bailey raises a great point there too. If I go back into design details, all of these catalog designs come with instructions too.
Oh, this is
to explain
cool.
exactly how to put them together. Now, this one is really simple. It's only got 2 little steps right here.
But something like that airship we were showing,
So many different steps, but it's all detailed with photographs, so you will guarantee to be successful. So anyway, here are our 3 circles. Now, we could actually just print these right now and they would be good to go and we could handwrite on them and it wouldn't matter. Everything else is already set up because we have proof grade in the bed, which we'll talk about more later. And the Glowforge has already recognized what material it is and preloaded it. You can see here we've got medium maple plywood. And it already knows how to manipulate that material and create the best results. So the cut step here on the left-hand side have already been predetermined. And what I mean by that is the settings, the combination of power and speed.
Right.
And if we click into here, you can see we kind of hide a lot of that stuff away, which is totally fine. But if we click into this little arrow, we can see the details. So if you want some granular control, if you want to experiment a little bit, you can do that. But the beauty of catalog designs is you don't have to. You can think about the idea, the end result, all that bit in the middle, Glowforge, the app, the materials, we take care of it all for you.
Exactly.
So what I did was actually go online to sort of an icon library. If you search for web-ready icons or web-ready icon SVG, something like that, or even go to Etsy, the great example, you can find hand-lettered calligraphy, all that kind of stuff.
You can find the French bulldog wearing the flower crown.
There we go, exactly that.
Very specific things. I printed, I bought an SVG of that a couple months ago for my sister-in-law. So they have everything.
It's a great example, literally everything. And if they don't have what you want, guarantee you'll find someone there who can create it for you.
Oh yeah.
So that's another thing. If you're looking for something custom, like a wedding, like you want some, you know, a logo maybe for your partnership, you can find someone, I bet you for between $5 and $50. They'll make something amazing.
For my
and you can put it on everything.
bachelorette party, we had a cartoon drawing of my husband's head as a little temporary tattoo that all the girls were wearing. I mean, it's all out there, and some artist made that.
Yep,
you know?
right, there we go.
So
and it will live with us forever. It was great. So I chose just a few icons here to celebrate a few different things, and I've downloaded them to my desktop. And I also created just a bit of text here, and Bailey can explain this in just a moment. But
Yes.
to make that, all I did was head to Google Slides, so free piece of online software. Oh dear, there we go. Wrote this out, chose the font that I wanted, and then went to File, Download, and then PDF. And then I can take that PDF and pop it right into my software like this. So let's grab these three to start with. And Glowforge is going to load those into our library here. Oh, they're rather large, but that's fine. The beauty of Glowforge is we can take this piece right here and we can actually scale it just like this. So it makes it super, super easy to use. And we've got a little beer here. We've got a little cake for a birthday. Let's just get rid of this text right here. And then finally, let's take that text and bring this over to Glowforge 2. And you can see I'm just dragging and dropping this into place, and the software is taking care of all of it.
And it uploads pretty quickly. You can see the little message in the lower right talks to you.
That's it, yeah. And this is all real time. You can see how fast I'm able to manipulate this kind of stuff. And I mean, I'm just thinking about this beer icon right now. There's just one, but that doesn't quite seem right, does it? So let's copy and paste it, and let's maybe like angle them like this, and we could do kind of like a little cheersy type thing. That could be cute, right? There we go. Something like that. And I'm just, moving them into place, getting them ready, making them how I want them to look. These I can move together like this. I can drag those.
Yes, it's intentionally 2 Eves, by the way. Christmas Eve is, a little party. We have it at my parents' house on December 23rd. It started, I was telling them the story that before we started recording. It started a few years ago when I was like living out of state, and I had to go back home to my job to work on Christmas Eve. So we couldn't have our Christmas Eve party. I couldn't stay for Christmas. So instead we had the party on the 23rd. And we kept it that way ever since. I now live close to home again, and we don't need to have it on the 23rd, but we just...
It's tradition, right?
Yes, and so we have the Christmas Eve party, and part of that is a beer tasting competition. It's very competitive. We actually have a trophy. It's a growler that has veneer stickers on it. Glowforge made, of course, and it has all these different years. We've been doing this for like 6 or 7 years now, and I guess since I worked at Glowforge, that's when I made it. Yep. And so we have this Glowforge made trophy, and now we'll have a Glowforge made calendar marker for it.
Yeah, that's incredible. You see, everybody can find something like that in their life and create something special to commemorate it. Yeah. Coming back to live preview here really quick, I'm just going to show you how efficient we can be with our material. If I select these yes, just move it to one side, I can probably squeeze this down here in the middle. Take this one, do the same thing, move it down here. And we can just use this material as efficiently as we possibly can, which, again, if we're talking about business, making money, that is really important. Now, I forgot about the cake. Oops. Let's just quickly copy and paste one of these. Remember I said how easy that was? We can move that across like this. Then we have a third one. Grab our cake. Let's just make it a tiny bit smaller like this so it fits. Drag that into place. And then we have our cake. And of course, you can do anything you want with these. So we got our 3 little hooks. We have our different customization. And you'll notice now on the left-hand side, we've got a few new print steps that represent these little icons. And these are all going to be engraved. Because they are filled shapes, filled with color, Glowforge assumes we want to engrave them. If we didn't, we can click into here and choose cut instead, but I think engraving is going to be fine. And so finally, let's pick where we want it to print. And let's think about how this, so I think we want to show you this on the camera. So I'll print it towards the top, and that way we can get in like this and you can probably see it all.
Yes. Yes.
So let's move it up here like this. And that's it. We're going to hit print and it's going to be ready to go.
All right.
Wonderful. All right, so that was very quick and easy, and if I wasn't blabbering on, it would be so much quicker as well. But for something like this calendar design, it's a really fantastic way to just keep adding those little tokens. Maybe you change the date for something. You could print a new one for your holidays every year. Return, arrive, all that kind of stuff.
You could even make them, you could make them out of acrylic, and then you could write like appointments or trips on them.
Oh, that's true.
And use them
How
each
sort of
month.
temporary. Yeah. Because if you use a whiteboard marker on a code, because it's shiny, you just wipe it off and start again.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Or you could surprise like your family by just a casual new Disneyland trip token on there or something like that,
That That's a great idea. I like this. Surprises. Fantastic. All right. Well, the software is taking care of all the processing. It's telling us on the screen that we've got about 4 minutes on this print. We have a single button on the Glowforge,
Right
so
there.
anyone can use this. I guarantee people will be fighting over pressing it. It's very satisfying. It flashes when it's ready, and then everything starts.
Okay, want to go around to the front and try to get that, or should I get it? I can get it right here.
If you can get it from the side, sure.
I think so.
Now, what we're looking at here is real-time printing, and it's going to start with the engrave elements first and then move on to the cuts. But this little black rectangle that's moving around here, that's what we call the laser head or the printer head, and that's where the laser's coming out. Now, there's nothing actually physically touching the wood apart from photons of light, which is always mind-blowing to me.
Right.
It's like you look at planes, how do they fly? You look at lasers and think, well, how is that doing that? I can't see anything. But it means you don't need to clamp anything down.
Something with a lot of electricity and CO2. That's
right.
That's my understanding.
Let's be honest. Think about the ideas that you want to come out. Don't worry about the
Robot
technology.
with a lightsaber.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's a good one. But yeah, it's really incredible. And Bailey mentioned before, we've both been here for about 6 years now, and this does not get old. It's like sitting around a campfire. You know, sometimes when the conversation just dies away.
Yeah, this is the hard part to talk during the live stream, because I'm like, whoa.
It's so cool. So once that print's moved along a little bit, we'll show you some of the progress so you can see the fine detail that we're able to achieve. And
so you'll notice right now that this material that's in the bed looks white. And in this case, we're doing medium maple plywood, proof grade. You can see on the sticker right here, there's a label as well. And so it's not drastically different looking when we peel it. It's still a light colored wood, but what you're actually seeing is a layer of masking paper that we put over the top of every single piece of proof grade.
Like this. Now, I don't have a sheet that hasn't got any, that isn't inside this packet, but I did bring this along because this is a big bumper pack of proof grade material that you get with every single printer purchase.
Right.
So you'll be ready to print
just right here,
from the get-go.
I can see leather, walnut hardwood, and basswood hardwood right here. And then back here I can see we've got some bunch of different things. I can see some acrylic, I can see some plywoods. Oh, and here we've got one.
Perfect. Thanks, Barry.
So this is medium cherry plywood. So how proof grade works is we chose and sourced these materials specifically for use on the Glowforge. So you can pop this in, the camera will read this QR code, it will know the settings that Nick kind of showed you before, and you don't need to do any guesswork or testing. It'll just print perfectly every time. And also the masking we'll show you when we take that out, but there is a bit of a smoke effect, sort of.
Because we are literally vaporizing the wood here.
And so the masking will protect. If I just peel back the corner right here, you can see a darker wood underneath. So that just kind of it'll engrave or cut right through it, and then when you peel it off, it removes that smoke, and you've got a really clean finished surface. And in fact, these are finished with furniture grade finish, and they're really nice and ready to go.
If you're thinking about selling things, this is a great way to go because there's no sanding or varnishing or staining that you have to do after the fact. For things like ornaments like we were mentioning before, print them right out the Glowforge. They are ready to sell.
If you are starting a business with Glowforge, it's important to kind of think of that equation of the time that you spend printing something, the cost of the materials that you use for the thing, and then the amount of time that you spend finishing. So that's kind of just like a nice little return on investment equation. You can consider if I spend more on materials but less time finishing, it actually could work out, in the green for you there. So,
right.
But we want to make sure that you are not confined to using just the materials that we sell and provide. So you also the world is your oyster with Glowforge. You can put hundreds of materials, things from this is
oh, you want to show that? Sorry, I was going to show some cutting before it finishes.
Oh yeah, please.
Just for those of you out there who maybe haven't seen this before, I want to show you how quick this actually happens in real time.
Oh yeah.
So right now we're cutting all the way through a piece of solid plywood. This is about 1/8 of an inch thick, and you can see how fast that's going. And you can kind of, there we go, focus now. You can kind of see some of that schmutzy smoke that Bailey was mentioning earlier that masking tape protects from. Now that can be a feature of your designs, absolutely. For those of you who aren't interested in that, just peel off the masking tape and it disappears. And there you can see those little S shapes too, that we'll show you up close. It's really, incredible how precise this really is. You imagine trying to do this kind of thing by hand. There are definitely some people out there who are skilled enough to do it, but I bet you they couldn't do it as fast as Glowforge could. Really, really amazing. Anyway, sorry, Bailey.
No, I love watching that. So again, if you want to cut or engrave on things that are not proof grade, You can like buy blanks of items. Like this is. I'm just knocking everything over here. This is an accident waiting to happen. It's like dominoes right here. This. This is like a little valet tray, hand carved sort of thing looking, and it's then been engraved right on the front. Oh, here's some more examples.
These are metal things. We actually have settings for metal built into the app. So if you have something that's anodized aluminum or a painted metal surface, you can pop it in there, and you can create something like this super easily. This is a flask that you've probably seen before in some of our advertising, and this is a piece of glass right here.
A
so
MacBook.
Really, anything at all.
It's always fun to do.
Oh yeah, really fun. Yeah, a little nerve-wracking at first, but it's well worth it.
So if you're working with a material that we don't have proof grade settings for, like a rock you pick up off the beach, or people like to do food items too, like macaron cookies or marshmallows or coffee beans. Just
Yeah.
I don't know what that's for. I think that's just for fun.
Challenge. Yeah.
Jewelry, maybe tiny coffee beans. But if you want to do a non-proof grade material, what you'll want to do is, what I would do at least, is visit the Glowforge community forum. So it's community.glowforge.com, and just like search for whatever you're trying, because there's like thousands of owners on there who have done lots of experimentation, documented the results, and are happy to share it. So I'd start there.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Let's get this out of here.
This is finished, yeah. So let's open that up.
Yeah.
Now we can open this right away. It's not hot to touch. And it's a little awkward for me to get in here, which is why I'm struggling. Normally it's very easy.
There we go, got it.
If I pull that out there, you can see our little prints are left behind. Let's get the little S shape. These three right here. I'll leave those scraps in the bed for now.
Those could be earrings someday, though.
Right, exactly, yeah. But here we go.
These guys up close.
So you can see that little bit of char that Bailey was mentioning there, that the paper is captured. And I'm actually going to use a piece of very sticky tape here. This is made by Gorilla. I'm sure you could use something else if you prefer, but instead of my fingernails, I'm going to stick this on the top just like this, and then I can actually peel away all of that paper in one go.
It looks like you made the cheers emoji, the way that you
right,
put it.
There we go. Well, you can see the difference in the finish there between those two. The cake has still got that little char effect on there, and the cheers emoji doesn't.
So that's why we do the masking.
That's why we do it, yeah. And the masking is really great as well. Let's say you're a painter and you want to apply some kind of special decorative finish to your designs. You can score through the masking using the software to create really intricate designs. Peel away the bits that you want to paint, apply your paint, spray paint, whatever it might be, peel away the rest of it, and you end up with a really precise result. Yeah. It's a super cool technique.
I love that. Yeah. I wanted to hit on ventilation real quick, because I was giving you a really great view of the dryer tube back here while I was showing you these icon markers. Oh, no. Did you lose?
I just dropped the masking tape and the Gorilla tape in my drink. Yes, excellent. This is life.
It's like when we were. It's like when you got sand in my drink a few weeks ago. So what was I? Oh, ventilation.
Yeah, sorry.
So I know you're good. Anytime you're printing with a Glowforge, you want to have a plan to ventilate. So what I mean by that is you have to have a way to direct the smoke and particulates that happen when you print outside. So for most people, that's as simple as using the dryer hose right here that comes with the Glowforge. You attach it onto the back right here, and then you throw the other end out a window or door or garage door or what have you. So that's what I do at home. I have my Glowforge like a couple feet away from me in my office, and then when I want to print, I keep the dryer hose attached always. I keep it flopped down under the desk, and then when I want to print it, open the window, stick it out the window. If you don't have a window, if you're printing from like a, some kind of warehouse or a basement apartment or something like that.
Yeah, school maybe.
Oh yeah, school, kind of depends. Another option is we do have the Glowforge air filter. So that's this little unit right here. You can see how the tube attaches, and then the other side would be the Glowforge, obviously. It will stretch out to be like, I think about 8 feet. And this is the size of a little recycling bin, that would sit next to your desk or something. So not huge. And it actually not only allows you to print in any room, but it also dampens the noise of your Glowforge a little bit, surprisingly. You wouldn't think that 2 machines would be quieter than one, but that's how it works apparently.
It is, yeah. And it has a replaceable cartridge too, doesn't it? So
yes, right.
Over time, as that fills up with particulates from your materials, you can just take that cartridge out, put a new one in, you're good to go.
Yeah, really so depending on what you print with, the cartridge will last for varying amounts of time. I know like something like a draft board puts out more dust than like an acrylic, for example. So, or if you're doing engraves, you're going to be removing a lot more material than if you're just doing little cuts or something like that.
Yeah,
So
right.
it'll all be dependent on your business or your craft.
Absolutely, yeah. And feel free to experiment. Don't let that put you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get really great feedback on the filter. I use one at home in my new office at the moment. It's great. I love it. I think it's really incredible.
Oh, yeah. So we have a discount code that's good for any of the 3 Glowforge units, the Pro, Plus, or Basic. We'll go through the differences of those in just a moment. But if you are going to get a Glowforge this year, it's glowforge.com/custom calendar. It's only good until for about a week, so until midnight on December 13th. And it's good for $500 off a Pro, $250 off a Plus, or $125 off a Basic. So this is a Pro that we have here today. It's our most popular model. It has this pass-through slot in the front. That's the main big, no pun intended, feature of the Pro. Not only is it faster and it kind of can cut continuously all day, it has advanced cooling, has some advanced internal things that I don't work on, internal mechanisms, but it has this pass-through slot, meaning that you can actually put a long piece of material in the front and out the back, or vice versa, and do giant prints, art installations, furniture, things like that. Then the Plus and the Basic both do not have that pass-through slot and are, slightly slower and don't have the advanced cooling. So it kind of just depends on what you need. But most things that we have here today, you could do with all of the units. I do know that our Basic is quite back ordered right now. So make sure you're checking on shipping timelines when you look on glowforge.com/order. We've had a really busy holiday season and shipping has just been nuts.
Unsurprisingly, considering what you can do.
I wanted to mention, if you were thinking about getting a Glowforge and you're bummed because it can't get here by the holidays, we do have these really cute Glowforge plushies.
They've been very popular.
I was just telling Nick that we got these as a gift last year. We made them, we had them available over the holidays. And then, I don't know, in the spring or something, they kind of randomly, they sent them to the employees as like a little surprise. Yeah. And I literally screamed because I'd seen them, but I'd never gotten my hands on one.
They sold out so quickly, didn't they?
For customers only. Yeah. And I came to the door and it was a light box and it was from Glowforge. And I was just like, I think it's my very own plushie. I mean, how cute is this? And it says actually, warning, not all lasers are this adorable. So we have these for sale again this year. So if you are thinking, oh my gosh, it's December, I think I'm going to last minute buy Glowforge and I want it to be a gift, this could perhaps be the under the tree replacement. Yep. Or, a photo you print off the internet. But
yeah. But this is very nice too. It also has a little pocket in the top here. So if you wanted to add a little note or something special, you can pretend to put it under the lid right there. Yeah, it's very fun.
But probably also get them a Glowforge. Wouldn't that be mean? Just
I thought you'd get them both. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. We definitely misunderstood each other there.
No, I knew what you meant, that it would say like, oh, and your Glowforge is coming or whatever. But if it was just like a Starbucks gift card. Yeah. I heard you liked Glowforge. These are way too cute.
Amazing. While you're there, Bailey, do you want to grab that piece of pass-through material just so we can showcase this?
So like we were talking about with the Glowforge Pro, this is the size of giant material.
Yeah. So this is about 20 inches wide. This is 4 feet long, but you could theoretically print on anything that was, that was infinitely long, essentially. And then this, just for comparison's sake, is a sheet of material that will fit inside the Plus or the Basic. So you can imagine if you want to print something like a giant piece of art, maybe some furniture, whatever it might be, signage for weddings, celebrations for your store.
Both of these behind you are good pass-through examples.
I didn't even see those. Yeah. So here we go. This is a pass-through wall clock right here. Yeah. I think we did a live stream about this actually a little while ago. So just very simple print, but very effective. And this, is obviously much bigger than the actual printer itself in either direction. But using that pass-through software, you can still create something just like this.
So cool.
Pretty awesome. So there we go.
I hear from a lot of owners who get the Pro and then they're intimidated to use the pass-through, and then when they do, they're like, "What was I thinking? I can sell things for 3 times the cost when they're giant." Custom signs that are 4 feet long. I mean, not many people
so easy to make
cannot,
as well,
and many people just don't have the tool to do so. Yeah. So giving yourself that extra ability with the Pro could really be worth it, kind of depending on your plans for your Glowforge.
That's it.
Well, we better get going. We've been on for a while today, and thank you so much for all of your questions in the chat. I hope you all are having a wonderful December. I know it's a busy time of year, so we appreciate you spending some time with us today.
Absolutely, and just one more time, if today is the right day for you to buy your Glowforge, glowforge.com/custom calendar is good through Monday, December 13th to get yourselves $500 off a Pro just like this one. So take advantage of that if you can. All right.
Thanks,
see you again
everyone.
next time. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.